Welcome, welcome, welcome. We back like cut crack, and I am the plug. I'm sitting here with my man LV the Great TV. We about to go in. This is the smartest dumb people, and the topic of today we're going to discuss Ice Cube, the Ice Cube situation. Man, listen. First off, I'm glad you back, my G. I missed you. Man. I'm glad you back.
Man, I'm sorry about last week, people.
All right, so we about to go in. So basically, turn that down. Yeah. So basically, Ice Cube was in a situation where they, like Leland said, they was trying to sway our votes. Okay, as far as in a black icon, a black genius, in my opinion, when it comes to entertainment, they tried to use his platform to support Donald Trump, which, in my opinion, as a black man, listen, if Ice Cube was voting for Donald Trump, I would be 100% behind him, and I'm going to explain why. He's always been for the culture. I don't think that had nothing to do with it, though. So I just want to express that. I don't think he even knows who he's voting for yet. But I do believe he's for the culture, man. Listen, I was listening to this man when I was 21 years old, and he was making me rethink how I was moving. So now, at 40 years old, there's no way in my right mind I believe that this man is for Trump. There's no, well, let's take that back. It has nothing to do with who he's voting for. He's for us. And the problem with this society, our cancel culture and things like that, we have a tendency of wanting to eliminate them. Listen, you can't eliminate, like he said, like old boy said on, what's the, above the rim. You can't erase where we were, man. Can't erase where we were. You can't erase what that man did. Period. That man is solidified in history as one of the best black great actors, executives, producers, rappers, artists, whatever you want to say. So, more of the story, what I'm trying to explain, because I just basically am breaking down this nigga's fucking career, I'm trying to explain that I know for a fact he's with us. And fuck cancel culture. That cancel culture shit, Facebook started it. That's why they keep that. By the way, I was blocked on Facebook, and I want to explain myself later when we get into that. But that's why we really didn't do a show, because I was blocked on Facebook. They released me from jail today. Shout out to Zuckerberg. They released me from jail, so we're gonna do our thing. But again, like I was saying, I really genuinely believe in my heart that Ice Cube has the right motives, and this cancel culture cancel culture we living in, they have a tendency of finding any fucking thing you do wrong to change the narrative of your story. Not to me. You can't change this black man's story. I know this black man is all for the culture, and I know for a fact he cares about us. And he's rich, and a lot of people have to understand, this man ain't doing it for money. He's got every bit of $300 million. Easy. The movies he made, he can put out a movie every day this month and still make money. So it ain't about money. It's about Ice Cube worrying about his people and his culture. So, who want to go next about the Ice Cube situation? Okay.
Well, here go my thing. First of all, I got a question. What is the cancel culture?
Cancel culture is...
Explain that to me, too.
Yeah, cancel culture is basically, with the culture we live in, when you make a mistake, they try to cancel you. They did it. They tried to do it to Kevin Hart, but Kevin Hart, he prevailed. They tried to do it to a lot of other people. So what they're doing is they're taking anything that they feel like you're not for them, and the cancel culture can be anybody. It could be it could be white culture, it can be black culture, it can be the Americans. Cancel culture is just trying to find a way to cancel somebody. And I'm saying that that's what they were trying to do to Ice Cube. And just one day. And this man has created a whole reputation of being for black people, and then one day, one little lady make a Twitter post, and we're coming for Ice Cube next.
Right.
It didn't make sense. I could not wait to talk about this. I'm going to add Ice Cube and all that when we get done with this conversation. I'm going to make sure I share it and make sure he gets it in his inbox. Because they wrong. My man is all about the culture. I love Ice Cube. He's one of my favorites. I'm 100% behind any decision he make when it comes to our community. Because he got more money than I do, obviously. But I know his intentions are good. And he wants to see change. Come on, man. This is the same, like I said, the same way with TV. I seen him talk men out of killing people. I seen him talk men out of doing shit they shouldn't be doing. That's what Ice Cube was doing vocally in his rap music. You know what I'm saying? Like, we listen to Lil Wayne, he killed 13 niggas in one song.
Right.
Ice Cube was telling us how we better than this. We don't believe in the government, don't believe in the police. All of this shit, Ice Cube was doing that. So he was our influence in the rap genre that we didn't even have, because most niggas was killing niggas in songs.
Right.
So that's another reason why I respect Ice Cube, and I know his intentions are pure. Because he could have, come on, man, he's one of the they call him hardcore rappers, he's one of them. You know what I mean? So, let's see here. Go touch on the teeth.
So, here go my feelings. Now, do we have time to wait until what we believe a particular political party is in our favor? We don't have time for that. We shouldn't care who's in office.
Yeah.
We should have an agenda to push. We should have a pressure to even address and acknowledge the injustices, the unequal inequality, all of the things that we have been through in this country. And so, does it need to be a Democratic Party in there? No. Do we care if it's a Republican Party? No, we shouldn't. The only thing that we should care about is that we get somebody that, or us collectively, is even pushing the issue. And so, do I feel like that Q allowing them to tie his name to a plan that necessarily ain't even tied to the contract with Black America? No. Do I understand where us, and I don't understand politics like that.
Me either.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say them, but should we allow for us, people of color, or decide that somebody is selling out because they're pressing the issue? Cube is pressing the issue. I know people sit up and talk about, well, Q is Cube. We the only race that got entertainers going into the White House acting like they know what's going on. And so, regardless if
Cube's an activist.
they off balance,
You think Cube's an activist?
Cube can't write no laws.
But
Cube is
he's
not,
just not an entertainer or a
Cube
rapper.
is not. Yeah, he is, because this is what makes him. Because the only reason why he is an activist is because he's a celebrity.
He's in the streets.
If he wasn't an entertainer, do you know how many actual black activists that we have no idea that even exist, that go to town halls, that ask to speak with these people? You wouldn't know if Q, that same way Q passed the shit in California, where they put on the law that African descendants of slavery can receive reparations.
All right, so listen, as you say that, because you just called him an entertainer.
He's an entertainer,
but he's also an activist. He's doing the groundwork.
That's the only. He wouldn't have no pull. Do Ernie Chambers got any pull?
No, but
you think
Ernie Chambers ain't got bread like Cube either, though.
But
if Ernie Chambers was worth $100 million, he would make way more.
The only thing, the difference between Ernie Chambers and Ice Cube is that the black people that follow him. If the black people follow Ernie Chambers, like the black people follow Cube, they'd be on the same level. They know that Cube. Go ahead.
Now that's the problem. The problem is, y'all just said it, Cube is an entertainer.
Right.
Who we just say, Ernie Chambers?
Mm-hmm.
Ernie Chambers is an activist. He's a politician.
From
we should be following him.
Right.
So that's our fault. Our fault is we rather follow the money. We rather follow somebody with some money thinking that they got something to say about everything. But this man dedicated his whole life to politics. Yeah. He know the law. He know where we should be voting. He know what issues.
Right.
He's acted on the issues. He's sat in front of legislatures and things like that. Congress. So why wouldn't we follow him?
Right.
That's where we going wrong as a people. We just think that somebody with the money know everything because they got the money. But that's not the case. They show time and time again that a lot of these stars are just like us. They don't know shit but their craft.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They don't know politics, so why are we being so swayed behind what Ice Cube is doing anyway? I don't get it. I'm not following what he's doing.
Right.
I don't give a damn what he's doing. I don't care about his contract with Black America.
He's going off what someone else is telling him. And so that same way, he's listening to Dr. Clark. He's listening to actual political sciences. He's listening to different people. This ain't something, and so, yeah, Cube is bringing the face to it, but the actual information and what we actually need, he's being persuaded by someone else. And so he can be an activist all he wants.
All right, but again, I just want to say what my sister said. He also created his own black basketball league, black-owned basketball league, and that's what I said. Like, and you just said he
that's entertainment.
But listen,
right,
but listen, and you, but what owners you know? Black owners that own any sports, or hell, even own a team besides Michael Jordan, and we put that money in his pocket.
Why would we care? What that have to do with us? That's why we do. That's why it's so many far and through between us, because we so behind in the economic gap. We billions of dollars behind, and so that's why you would know the NFL, who have how many teams? 32,
right?
And all 32 of them is white. That's why you will see media, TV control these avenues, because we behind so far.
So we don't need. But in my opinion, what you're saying is, and this is just my opinion, what you're saying is exactly what I'm trying to say. We need Q. We need more like Q. Because come on, man.
So he can show us basketball?
Oh my God.
Whoa. How come he can't show us that there is 600,000 black men incarcerated and only 200,000 black women in America? There's more black men incarcerated than there's women on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Yes, money plays a big tool, but there are other issues. Q tried to buy a TV station.
Oh, they weren't gonna let
That's
us do
still
that.
entertainment.
Right, but
Buy a printing press.
But he will have
Put a newspaper
that
out there.
I can agree
You know
with
what I mean?
that. Go ahead, Touch.
All I'm saying is this
because I can agree with that.
Where are the actual politicians, the doctors, the lawyers, the land developers, the philanthropists, the bankers at? Why are we listening to people that entertain us, that go into character, that's there to make you laugh, that's there to make you dance? Where is that going to get me with my future as far as my finances, education, shit like that? You know what I mean? Like, they have, don't get me wrong, we didn't get here on accident. These people have used this television to hypnotize us into this mode of thinking that Malcolm X talked about this 60 years ago. We look at entertainers like they're leaders. Entertainers are not leaders. And the people that are actually doing this shit, like Ernie Chambers, we just said it.
Well,
Ernie
Chambers is also just somebody in politics in Omaha. He's not. He's not.
It don't matter. He in politics.
Martin Luther King, what I'm talking about.
That's all.
Martin Luther King was just a pastor in Memphis.
All these politicians
or wherever he came from
started off local.
So
he wasn't.
I thought we. So I'm trying to understand y'all angle. So y'all don't agree with Q representing our people?
No, I agree with Q representing our people. What I don't agree with is our people using him as a representative when no other people are using entertainers. No other nation of people are using actors and dancers and people of that nature. They have actual congressmen. They have actual senators.
Well,
they have
that's because we're hundreds of years behind. So we can't.
Why are we 100 years behind?
Ernie Chambers should be on there
because they have taken entertainment and made us focus on it to where we're not even paying attention to all this other stuff that we're saying.
And so what I want to know is that Zulu said Zulu, I'm trying to figure out what you're talking about when you got to talking about what am I talking about? Niggas don't read. Elaborate. Because, nigga, you saying that like you know your local agenda. Nigga, you know what's going on, nigga.
Let's go to Les.
Hold on, time out.
I'm going to read off Les.
What is he talking about?
All right, so Les, we got to give a shout out to Les. He's one of our favorite viewers. He's always on the show. He's making sure he's checking in with us, tapping in with us. So I want to read off Les's comment. He said the real problem is and why we having so much black backlash comes from him not condemning the Republicans' slick ploy for votes. And you're right, Les. He's right. He said basically it's Ice Cube chance to come out and say, I ain't fucking with them like that. He never once said that.
Yes, he did. He said that on his first video. He said, I'm not going for either party. Cube's whole agenda or his whole aim was the fact that he asked the Democrats, can I talk with y'all? They said no. We'll talk to you after the election. What does after election mean? That means catch us in 4 years. Catch us in 2024. That's what after the election means. He respected the fact that Trump now brought him in, actually sat him at the table, and actually went over the plan. They don't say that they was going to get something done. That don't mean that he's running with the $500 billion platinum plan. That doesn't mean that Trump now is running with the contract with Black America. That's not what he's saying. He said he respected the fact that they brought him in and sat down and listened to what he had to say, especially when it's so close to the election.
Right.
Of course, yes, the Trump administration, they in the clutch right now. They in the fourth quarter. So why would they not take that and use it? But we're taking that and blaming Q for that. We can't blame Q for Trump them doing what they did.
With people, and so
they're using every little tool that they can use right now. And you got to respect that in politics, because that's what politics is.
I mean,
but that's not Cube's fault. And we all want to blame Cube like, oh, you put yourself in there to be used. No, he didn't. He just wanted to get in there and try to get something done for us. That's all he was trying to do. And I respect Andre on here, because Andre said Cube is different. He isn't the run-of-the-mill entertainer. And I trust that. I've been telling people all week. Cube is one of the most conscious rappers we had from day one.
That's all I was saying. That's all I was
arguing. NOI, all that. Yeah, I get that. But that don't mean, that exactly. That don't mean that I'm going to run behind him just because he's put himself out there.
But Janice said, shout out to my sister. She said, but why are we? I would hate for my career to determine. They're still citizens. I would hate that my career is determining what I want to do as far as in politics. I agree with her on that.
But he got to get into politics though. If I won't follow you, you got to get into politics. If my educational, financial, political future is on the line, you better be in politics.
Right.
You're not about to come off of making a movie or making a rap song and then you paying attention for a minute and he just told you he really just been studying the last couple months to get into this thing and now we're supposed to follow him. No, that's not how it's supposed to go. This ain't Cube's fault. Trump never going to do what they do. It's our fault.
Now
we didn't go in there with it.
Use Trump also.
You see what I'm saying? We don't have a contract with Black America that we put together.
Trump is an entertainer businessman.
Well, he's a fucking
but he's been put in office to save the economy.
But he's been running for office for years now.
No, man. See, we keep disagreeing that because he hasn't ran for office before. They just been talking about him. No, he hasn't. They just been talking about him running for the presidency.
In 2008?
He never ran. No, he never ran for the presidency. He just spoke on it. That was it.
Gonna have to, hold on, time out. We got
a discourse on that.
We need a fan. We need one of the fans because we locked in.
Look it up. Google
when Donald Trump started running for presidency.
Oh man.
We need one of y'all to tap in. Okay, and so Zulu said that he wasn't, because you mentioned getting a printing press, which is where you can print.
We need our own media.
And so Zulu said that niggas don't read.
A lot of people don't read.
And so
I ain't gonna make a blanket statement with that. Let's not make a blanket
statement. We read. Niggas read.
Let's not make a blanket statement, but no, a lot of people don't read.
A lot of people don't read. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't read on a constant basis, but I ain't talking
about no sports magazines.
Right.
I ain't talking about that.
We ain't
I'm talking about the Constitution.
Right.
I'm talking about politics.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We're talking about banking. We're talking about financial future. Mm-hmm. We're talking about land development. You see what I'm saying?
That's
We're
just
not
like
talking about just reading just to be reading. We're talking about reading things that will actually benefit our future.
right. That's just like I mentioned on the last show. When I was going to Iowa Western, my political science teacher told me about a Barack Obama. I never heard of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we were talking about who would become the next president. I was saying that a Hispanic would because of their growth
Because
of the
they're growing,
population.
Right.
And so she said, "You never heard of Barack Obama?" I said, "No, I never heard of him." You know what I'm saying? And she gave me the gunshot, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, you a deadhead.
You're supposed to know that, right? Right. You got a man that's right on the tip of getting in there and you don't know about it?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about
And so
Hispanics.
then, you know what I'm saying? And so then
Right.
next thing I know, she turned me on to him. Next thing you know, he's the president.
Mhm.
But if we, that same way, Cube's contract with Black America is nothing similar to what Donald Trump is saying. Nothing even close.
Yeah.
And even in the wording of Donald Trump, when he say they use term words, nothing says these particular people. This is for, I'm going to set this aside. That same way when they set land aside for the Native Americans, it wasn't misconstrued with nothing. It was.
It wasn't?
Well.
It's called a reservation.
Well, right.
A reservation don't mean you own nothing. It means you reserved. I could reserve a room at the hotel right now, but by the time I get time at 12 o'clock come tomorrow, I got to get the hell about that.
But it was still an understanding between the natives and the government that we're gonna give y'all this land. The same thing we've been asking for.
No,
the same way that we
kicked
tried
them out of their land. Let's not forget. Not forget the Trail of Tears.
Yeah,
they took them out of Florida
they still,
and all that land and shot them up there to a reservation.
Right, but they still had it to where the natives can live on this land. Whether it's
All right. So
whether they
what's this got to do with Cube? We got to stay
because what it had to do with Q is because the Platinum Plan and what they tied Q to don't say us.
Okay.
It doesn't say that the $500 billion is directly
going to
set aside for us.
For the
Is that and so?
Ain't it the ascendants of slaves?
No, the ADOS.
No, that's something different.
That's something different.
But I'm saying that that's what Cube.
So Cube is working with the ADOS,
right?
With the
consider that
ADOS
to be black people.
Who?
Cube.
Yeah, which means African
descendants
of slavery.
Yeah.
So ADOS and Cube is working together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? ADOS and Cube.
Are we ADOS?
I don't know, D.
You're a descendant of a slave, ain't you?
Yes.
So they all consider all of us that, but they want us to get on board with their agenda.
So we need to get rid of what? The term of being black?
We need to get rid of the term black, minority, because here we go with this $500
African-American
billion plan. Minorities. So that's what Roland Martin was talking about. It's not saying that it's just what it really means you're a child, but we take it as the lesser races, that the low income races is what I say. What I should say. What's that word? Oh man, come on.
Yeah, I know, man. Look it up. But go ahead, yo.
No, so
let
me see. Hold on, let me see. Did it?
Go ahead. He looked up when Trump ran, when Trump was running.
Okay.
Hey, Les, man,
you must have been out of there so fast.
We got to get a phone call from Les and Les. We need Les to speak.
What Les talking about?
You can tap on his name and bring him on the line.
See what Les is talking about.
You can tap on his face, yeah.
Let's try it right now. I want Les in here, man.
But my thing is that
no, it's not allowed.
Cube did not put it out there. That's what I'm saying, man. People take
Les, you got something to say? Call.
People take a narrative and put it out there and just run with it. Cube never said that his CWBA even matched up with the plan. Mm-hmm. All he said was he went in there and these people listened to him.
Right.
That's all he said.
Okay.
But he said he liked Trump because of that. At least he considered him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now, why does he feel like that? Because black people are into identity politics. Meaning, it's just like Crip and Blood. We was talking about this earlier on the phone. We think, nigga, shit, I'm a Crip, nigga. I never go over to the Blood side. I would never flip sides.
That's
like
what
that.
the Republicans and Democrats is. That's
but that's not what it's supposed to be.
It's not what it's
that's
supposed
not
to be.
what politics is supposed to be. Politics is supposed to be you as a group get together, figure out what your best interests are, and then whatever either side is presenting, you're going to pick a side that has your best interest. Black people been voting Democrat for 70 years just because they think they're supposed to. I was talking to you about that earlier. I was 6 years old. I'm watching my mom watch the national convention. She's voting Democrat. She did it for so many years, so by the time I was 12 years old, that's what I thought. Shit, we Democrats. That's what we're supposed to do. I didn't find out until the last 10, 15 years that, no, that's not how politics work. We're not just supposed to go Democrat because we're supposed to go Democrat. We're supposed to look at both of these parties and say who has the best thing that will.
And Andre said bullseye to you. So
I mean they do it all the time. I mean that because
bullseye to you.
Donald Trump initially ran as an independent.
Exactly.
And so
why do you think he's just this crazy Republican right now? He rode the Republican ticket in there.
For him to get in, that he gonna ride with this party. Because if he don't ride with the Republicans, he gonna split the vote, and that you have some independents that will vote for him, and some Republicans that will vote for him.
And I want to admit that I was wrong. I was wrong. I didn't think that he ran before. He just showed me he ran 3 times before. But by you saying what you're saying right now, there's no wonder why he rode the Republican ticket in there, because when you do the independent, he split it, and he was out of there before you even know he was in there.
Janice said that the Republicans was, black people used to vote Republicans until the 1960s.
Exactly, because the United States is a republic. It's not a democracy.
I think Lyndon B. Johnson was the actual last.
Lyndon B. Johnson said, after I get done with these black people, they gonna vote Democrat for the next 100 years.
I think that,
and we've been doing it.
I want to. We got to get to our fans and let them. We got to. You go ahead, TV. I feel like you dope with that shit.
Okay.
But yeah,
what was the last one that she said? Let me see.
Just get some comments in.
Because my chat is
kind of running slow. Yeah, just read off anything though, like anything you can think of, so we can just. We got Red in here. Shout out to Red, my G.
Okay, Andre said leverage. Get it, use it, no matter who you get it from. Exactly. Our problem is we're not together. We're looking for a savior. You know where that savior thing come from? It comes from church. And it's crazy that the churches aren't playing a big part in this political system that we got going on. Why? That's because of 501c3. But I'm going to leave that alone. All I'm saying is that we have to get together.
What that is?
Because 501c3 is basically a non-tax
tax
write-off kickback that they get from the government. But in the midst of that, when it comes to the church, because you have sports and stuff in the 501c3, so I got to have this debate with people all the time about 501c3. Oh, that's not happening with sports because it don't work like that with sports. But with church, when you're in there talking about God and you're talking about your future and you talk about heaven, well, you should be talking about your fruits of labor on earth. And when you talk about your fruits of labor on earth, you should be able to talk about politics. But in the 501c3, when it comes to the church, they cannot talk about politics.
Right. Which is why you get that watered down shit. Which is why they don't talk about tribes. Which is why they don't talk about different things. Which is why they take the book, whether you'll believe it or not, that's up to y'all. But they take that book and read patches out of it and then include everybody. They don't read the passages where it says that, well, this person is out of there. That person is out of there.
So what we want to do is jump. We're going to switch topics. So on the Ice Cube situation, right or wrong, you with Ice Cube, or you rocking with him or you're not?
I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm saying, like, do you believe his intentions was pure?
I believe his intentions were pure.
Okay. Leland, do you believe his intentions was pure? Or do you think it was a ploy to get Donald Trump? Do you think Donald Trump, because you said that, because I agree with you somewhat, that they used him as a ploy to swing votes. Do you think Ice Cube knew what they was doing?
He just said we just watched it.
Yeah.
So
but I want his answer.
Yeah. Well, my thing is that
Can you just answer the question?
What do you want me to
Let me
say?
unpack that. Let me
Come on.
Go
What
ahead.
do you
No,
want me
we
to
just-
say? I don't know what you want me to say. I don't know what you want me to say.
I want you to give
What
me a
do you want me
fucking
to say?
answer.
Yay or nay?
Yeah, I just want you to. Do you
I just
believe?
can't, because it's not just a yes or no. So,
Yeah.
do I believe
Get him on that.
Ice Cube intentions were pure? I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Do I believe that he knew that when he allowed for them snakish individuals, and not
pull
just
us-
because it's Republicans, but politicians in general, was going to use his name and it was going to sway votes? Yes.
But it's not his fault though, because he didn't know. Is what you said. That's what I said. I said, do you believe that he knew? Same way I asked TV, is his intentions pure? Did he?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I mean, and to build on that is I'm going to say yes, because we should be in contact with the people that's in charge. Why fuck with the second man?
Fuck the
Why
man.
fuck with the runner-up? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
This administration is in power now.
By
You know
Trump.
what I'm saying?
By Trump.
They can at least get them on record to say that they're doing something.
Yeah.
Even if it's make-believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get them on record to say that they're doing something. And so, I can agree with Cube going to both sides, and Cube just wants them to say something and get them on record.
Right.
At least put that out there.
He was just trying to put it out there for us. I
Just
don't even
put
think
it
we're
out
thinking
there.
about it. The man came with a contract with Black America.
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody even thinking about this at
No.
the time. So for him to just put it out, he planted the seed. I'm gonna say Andre said rock with him based on what he was trying to do, which is what everyone else with clout does. My cousin Tamiko said, hell yeah, they pure. He was sitting around thinking and thought about what he could do to contribute to the betterment of our people and also force us to reach a little farther. I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Queen said Ice Cube made it perfectly clear he is not Trump nor Biden. He is with one who are wanting to hear what our people need. Got that.
I agree with that.
Andre said, as a people, this is what we need. Unglue those feet. Cedric Cooper said, don't make Cube put on his Raiders hat, t-shirt and khakis. I know that's right.
Hey man, stall him out, Debo. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, is that we have to have a understanding on how it actually works.
Oh, shit.
Because without that understanding, which is us,
That's us.
he's talking about us.
Okay.
He got a contract based on us.
This is what I'm going to say.
Uh,
I'm going to say, and we all can agree to this, we all been in high school. Grade 9 through 12. You start to fill out your schedule. They give you an elective. One of them electives is political science. But on the other hand, it's another gym class. 9 out of 10 of us will pick that other gym class and have 2 gym classes and won't go to political science.
Right.
You talk to your white homeboy, where he going? He going to political science class because his parents made him do that. Our parents didn't make us do that. They're like, well, okay, you got your solid classes together, your core classes. All right, well, I don't care what you do with your elective. Usually, and I'm not going to talk about any other race because I'm just talking about my white friends that I had when I was in school. A lot of their moms said, no, you're going to take political science so you know what it's about. Our people don't know what politics is about. It's obviously clear because we're not together on it, and we will continuously look at these leaders, which are entertainers. They're not leaders. Anybody with money is a leader to us, and we got to stop doing that. There are many, again, people in the educational system, people in the financial sector, lawyers, land developers, philanthropists, bankers, doctors that we could be listening to. Like we said, we are passing up Ernie Chambers to listen to Ice Cube. I don't care if he's local or not. He's been in this game for 50
but
years.
I know Ernie. This is a good segue. I know Ernie Chambers has a lot to say about the ballot, and we're speaking about this because we had a fan reach out to us and wanted us to discuss the slavery still being on the ballot. Remember that?
Right, Cedric. Right, Cedric.
We have to discuss that. I feel like this is a good segue about Ernie Chambers because he's in Omaha, and I know for a fact he's dealing with these issues as far as in the ballot. I don't know the exact terminology. You know more about it than I do. Can you say what the fan emailed us about?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the fan emailed the group, and he was talking about that how the Nebraska Constitution, along with the United States Constitution, though, let's not get this twisted. The Nebraska Constitution in 1875 wrote in that slavery is legal, especially if they commit a criminal act.
So
that's
it's jail.
But that's the 13th Amendment. That's just not
That's
Nebraska.
right,
That's the 13th
right,
Amendment.
right.
It
That's
says
the
if you got a felony, then you go to jail.
do-
This is why people in prison right now working a whole day
For
for $1.25. Right.
$1.
Right.
But so
Anybody that works in
It's
jail should
on-
be paid at least minimum wage.
Man, they making $1
minimum. They're
a day.
slaves.
They're slaves.
So,
It's legal.
so us as the community or us as people that's voting, can we change this law?
it's on the
We can
ballot.
change whatever we want if
It's
we
on
come
the ballot.
together.
Well, change that fucking ballot.
Well, you got to go out and vote.
Yeah.
And so are you going to go vote on it?
Send it to the
No,
fan.
I want to talk to you.
But it's not just. But it's just like right now, everybody's going out individually and voting. No, we have to come together and have a collective
And
way
get on
that we're
code.
going to vote.
And get on code.
You see what I'm saying?
And so
Period.
now, just to open it up, and y'all can comment. The Nebraska Constitution have it still legal to enslave people if they committed of a crime, and it's legal. That's why when some of you niggas went to DCC, it was in that trustee mob, and you got the $1.35 a day.
That's nuts, man.
A day.
That's nuts.
A day. You didn't
I don't
even
give a fuck. I don't give a fuck
It's
if you're in
real.
prison.
You didn't even have
It's
the
real.
respect of being a citizen and have
Real, man.
the
But that's
rights
nuts, though,
of
bro.
minimum.
Just because I'm in prison, if you want me to work for you and sweep floors and get trays, I deserve at least at the minimum wage.
Especially
But-
when, because let me tell you the truth.
That's fucked up, man.
You're a
Let's
criminal,
say
according
the
to
county,
you.
the
You're a slave.
the county jail makes
$60 a day.
no $1.6 million a week, which comes out to somewhere like $5.16 million a month, which comes out to $60 million a year. So this is further evidence that they can pay them people if they want to.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
They're paying them.
So how do
like
we change the
$2
law?
a
How do we
day.
get the law
We
changed?
have to come
Well,
together.
well, but
We have to come
we can
together
come
as a
together.
people.
We can come together and vote
We have to have a
that
collective vote.
13th Amendment off the Nebraska Constitution. But when they still flooding the inner cities, when they still arresting us at a high clip, when they still imprisoning us at a high clip, it doesn't matter if we write it off now. I see it as disingenuous that they putting something on the ballot to bring out the black vote. Like, we're going to be so offended that this is still...
So you think
in
it's a
They've
ploy?
been doing this forever.
So it's a ploy, is what you're
You
saying.
don't even see
I
it.
believe it's a ploy.
Okay.
I don't believe it's genuine. They've never
man,
been genuine.
It's always been
In
like
their
that.
life.
You know what?
Politicians.
Out of all of these celebrities, this is
These
touchy.
politicians, man.
This is touchy though. But out of all of the celebrities that as we sit here and we laugh, we don't
Right.
laugh. No, we ain't laughing. As we sit here and we discuss how motherfuckers are still getting paid $1.50 a day to work 2 or 3 hours.
Promise.
Dog, that should have been the first fucking law
They get
change.
to the end of the month, man.
That shit should have been.
get that
You know why?
$30
Because
check
you know
and be
why?
happy.
You know why, though? Because at the end of the day, these
That's
prisoners
right.
still have kids that need money.
Right.
I feel like
Right.
these black men and these other nations, they should, if they're working, they should still be able to take care of their kids while they're in prison.
Fuck prisoners having kids. Let's talk about that prisoners, that these individuals is getting sentenced to such a fucking astronomical number at such a fucking astronomical rate that even if we take, even if they motherfuckers come out,
1994.
hold on,
Biden,
1994. See, again, for all the black people that's in the party that's voting for Biden because they think that's the right thing to do, keep in mind, Biden is the reason why a lot of people that sold marijuana in the 90s is in fucking jail right now. For years, 20 plus years, for marijuana, as they make it legal. And then now y'all want, is this your king? This is who y'all want to king.
We can't leave out, we can't leave out Kamala Harris.
Can't leave her out.
We can't leave none of them out.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? We can't leave none of these people out. All of these people are involved in this. It's not. Go ahead.
No, I was about to say, Cedric said, I would tell them to kiss my ass for $1.35 a day. Hey, that sound good.
Until you in there ain't got no money and no family.
No money.
And no family.
And you indigent. And you get that indigent package.
Man, look, you work so hard that month for that $62 check at the end of the month.
Man.
So you can go get that commissary.
You get them some bang bangs.
Hey, they come burritos. Man, look, man, it's serious. It's serious. You can laugh at it all day, but this thing is serious.
But that's the, in my personal opinion, that's one of the, I'm glad we're talking about this because in my personal opinion, that's one of the first fucking things they should change. The pay rate of a prisoner.
No, fuck that. The main thing we need to change.
But you do that by getting rid of the slavery part of it.
Right.
That's legalized slavery.
So now they got to hire.
Open up a door.
So now they got to hire.
Now they got to hire because the stuff that you're doing is
normal work.
Is normal jobs.
Right.
Look, and then the crazy thing is, you put a man in jail. If he didn't go to jail, he would be homeless. He don't want to work. He don't want to do nothing. He'll panhandle. Now y'all put him in jail, and because y'all enslaved him, he has to find a way to survive.
He can put him in Mod 6
and
give him an indigent package. You got the choice. Come work for this $1.50.
What's the indigent package or whatever you say?
They give you a toothbrush, a bar of soap, toothpaste,
a pen that don't even stay straight. You know what I'm saying? That mother pen to you. As soon as you squeeze it, that thing bend, and you got to write. I've been there, man.
And so
I didn't go all the way in there, but for driving, I went in there.
We have to reform the justice system, and so that now it'd be one thing if we vote that out. Okay. So does that mean that they automatically, because then they might say, okay, y'all voted this out, then we just contract workers in to come cook for us. We just contract motherfuckers in to come clean up and to come do these things that...
For under minimum wage, hell no.
No, it won't be up under minimum wage because if they relinquish that servitude for a crime, then that will relinquish that those individuals are now available for Nebraska regular payment rate. So I think, this is what I think. But even before you get there, we have to address the clip that they arrest us on. We have to address the clip that they come into our communities on. We have to address...
That's the motivation right there.
The
motivation is that you about to get free labor in jail, slavery.
So you saying that...
That's linked right to them actually...
so you think that's their motivation? That's their motivation.
That's their motivation is this system, a private, because these jails are private. Mm-hmm. Just like Kmart and everywhere else. You know what I'm saying?
I never really thought about that. That shit is private.
It's private.
Them private.
So these are private prisons. Yeah, that's what I say. Private prisons.
And them judges, not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
No, this is. I need this.
Them judges is investors in these private prisons. You know what I'm saying? These lawyers and the people
and entertainers.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. They say he was a huge investor in North Carolina.
Hold on. Let's get that right. Me and my cousin Marcus Holly, salute to him. He put a post about this about a couple months ago. It was actually a white man named Michael Jordan that is investing in the prisons.
So it's
and
not
everybody
MJ.
took
It's
Michael
not MJ.
Jordan. I don't think it's Michael Jordan. the basketball player.
Okay.
I had to do a little bit more research in it, but we took it and
But
ran with it.
that's crazy.
But he
So-
put up the whole article and
And
it's supposed to be a
if
white
I'm not
man named Michael
mistaken,
Jordan.
the government pays these prisons a certain amount of money per
house.
$75
Yes,
per day.
yeah. No,
Dog.
right now it's up to 150.
Dog,
that's
that's
just in the county.
nuts.
That's why when you go to jail, let's say right now, you go to jail for 2 days. If you go to jail for 2 days, well, say you got a $300 fine and you can't pay it.
You
You
gotta
can
sit
sit in
there for
jail
2
for
days.
2 days,
Yeah.
and that's gonna pay it. $150 a day. Might even be up to 200 right now.
But-
and that comes
but-
from federal grants. So they
No,
get
that
paid
should be-
to
the
keep
prison
it.
shit
To keep
is
it. It's a business.
Oh,
Man, that is the
They
most,
get paid to
that's
keep
the
it
most
full.
crooked
Plantation.
shit.
Yeah.
I did not
That's-
realize
that's
that.
the police motivation to keep people in there, and they profile us because they want us in there more than anybody else.
And then they okay it by saying, well, because even before the logical clip that, well, this ain't right. And some of these disingenuous individuals said, well, this ain't right. But when it first started, dog, this would be loitering. Two,
And they
three of
got
us
it.
together.
Yeah.
2, 3 of us together.
Oh,
Back
let
in
me-
back.
That's called the Christian Black Code, 1624. And they still in effect right now. And that's why they can pull up in your hood, and if you 8 deep at the store, they coming for you. And that's their legal statute. I ain't gonna say it's
But
law.
that's what I'm saying. It's so
Legal
much
statute.
shit. It's so
Yeah.
much shit. And like I said, this is what make me part of the Smartest Dumb People cast. I never knew anything about this, and when you niggas be talking, cause y'all my G's, but when y'all be talking, that shit just baffles me. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I never thought about the prison system. And that's nuts. So you telling me for $250 million I create this prison, and then they're gonna imprison these people, and I'm getting paid for it $150 a day per person to move in there? That's the biggest fucking business on the planet.
They gonna make all that- they gonna
And
make
you had
that
a
money back in,
$2,000
so-
clip.
And then I'm gonna pay you $1.50 a day.
Yeah.
But just think-
for a job that's getting paid $12 an hour out here.
But just
Yeah.
think that,
This is
just
modern-
think about
modern day slavery
across
for
the
real.
country where you have millions of people incarcerated.
Hold on, check this out.
Let's see what Zulu said. What you
Check
say?
this out.
Go
Hold
ahead.
on. Hold on. Nico said Master P is partial owner of Global Tel, prison communications, but he don't tell nobody. And everybody is eating off the prisons. Private food service business, JPay. Now they have fast food tapping in. They eat KFC once a month in Ohio. They have weed gangs, etc., etc. They are making Negroes comfortable.
Well,
Salute to my
listen,
cousin on that.
and salute. But if you can't beat them,
Join them.
join them. And so
So
there's
are you
much-
mad at Master P?
Am I mad at Master
By the
P?
move.
No, fuck no. Because if it wasn't Master P, someone else is going to do it anyway.
I agree
And
with
so
you.
that's the same way I
agree
said
with
that we should talk to people in a power position. I'm not tripping with Cube. With
I
talking,
can't say that because okay.
So you said
if
that
if I'm benefiting off of it, and then now the issue comes up where we're trying to get rid of it, that person that's benefiting off of it ain't gonna speak up on that issue. Matter of fact, his hands is gonna be tied.
he's going to switch
But like you
tracks,
said,
just like with
I kinda agree
like
with-
I
I kind of agree with the you can't beat them, join them shit.
Just
for,
like
for
the-
now.
Go ahead, go ahead.
No, I kind of agree with the you can't beat
It's
them,
just
join them
it's
shit.
just
Let me tell you why.
it's just
Because
some
if it's some morality, but I feel like black people have the most compassion. And what I mean by that is
to default, which is our
yeah,
which
no,
is our
yeah,
fucking
it's
problem.
yeah, but
Because we want to include
like,
everybody
but
or be inclusive with everybody instead of shielding these motherfuckers off and gating these
but
motherfuckers
all right,
off.
that's fine. But
Go
I
ahead.
respect what y'all saying.
no, but I'm saying
No, go ahead.
like
Go
with the peace situation, I want to speak on that.
Go ahead.
As Miko, this is what Miko was saying.
That's all Miko got to do is say it,
I'm gonna unpack
and
it.
it's
I'm gonna
real.
unpack it. I'm gonna unpack it though. So what Miko's saying is Master P is with that shit because he's partial owner of this prison. But at the same time, I feel like in order to beat them, you must join them. It don't have to be if you can't beat them, join them. It's in order to beat them, I will join them. Not in every aspect, like LeBron. We allow LeBron. We're not talking about that.
Man, look. Just because he joins them, he gets all this money. What does that have to do with us? What is that? What does his money have to do with us coming together?
Well, I'm just saying, eventually, if he became a majority owner, he could say, we need to pay these men that's in the prisons $9 an hour.
When they say that, they're talking about telephone call, telecommunication. That's when. But
I thought she was talking about
let me bring another angle.
Is she talking about prisons?
Yeah. Let me bring another angle. So what if Master Peace and his brother in there paying $5 for 15 minutes, $7, $8 for 15 minutes?
He is.
And say, and then Master Peace say, and then Master Peace say, well, this ain't right. They're overcharging the inmates. I'm gonna create my own and then lower that amount. Now that's hypothetically.
And that's what I'm saying.
Is it an option? But can it be a possibility?
Man, see, you ain't gonna just get me. You ain't gonna pick
I'm not trying to get you.
Because there's too many factors that go into that. He's not gonna go in there by himself on a committee of a bunch of people that own all these prisons. You know how many prisons is just in Nebraska? We talking 50 states. You think he gonna have some say-so on that? We talking global telecom communications. This is what Miko just said. Everybody that call you from home, that's what you hear. This is global telecommunications. You have a call from Johnny.
We need resources. Les said we need resources.
Big money.
And that's what I was saying. P could be a resource. That's all I was saying.
I'm going to give you a prime example.
A resource with our vote. We have to come collectively.
Do you really? All right, so this is my thing. I never believed in votes.
Hold on. Let me. Can I unpack something?
I don't believe that our votes count.
This is a small thing, and it ties into what we're talking about. That same way, you know how they started regulating what the ATMs pay at the casinos? Because when you go to the ATM at the casino,
$10
they was charging you $10.
I hate it.
A congressman, a motherfucking senator, one of them Edomites
was in the casino.
Went to the casino to get some cash out.
I agree with you.
And said that
this is ridiculous.
They charging us $10, $12. Oh, we gotta fix this.
They changed it?
Yeah, they changed. I thought they changed.
I don't know, man. Strip club. I went to strip club and they
guess
did
how
that
much
shit.
pull that congressman had behind him.
Because he
ain't talking about no single.
So, like Les said, we need resources.
Went to work, went to a committee of full of people like that.
They went to resources.
It ain't like this Tom Osborne or Scott Frost went to the motherfucking ATM. They be like, oh man, you rich enough, don't worry about it. But it actually took someone that's on the inside that can change that. That's the same way. If I leave here with this bottle, get pulled over, I can get open container.
Miko said that he changed the limit, so he lowered it.
Yeah,
he lowered it. She said,
"Oh, Master Peace." She said, "Okay, that's all Miko got to do is say it."
Well, hopefully she's fact checking. Well, listen, hopefully she's fact checking. So when we look this shit up after the show, we ain't gotta.
I can't just believe it was. I ain't gonna, and I'm not knocking Miko at all, but I can't just believe him by himself did that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he had work. He had resources.
Probably was already being thought about, but. If he has some influence on him, I'm going to give salute to him.
But strip clubs, I just want to say this, strip clubs, ATM fees, casino ATM fees, and Council Bluffs, the motherfuckers is $10. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you, last time I went, bro, I made a post probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. I said I will never get money out of ATM at a strip club or at the casino ever again.
And I
paid $20 though.
But you got to look at the dynamics behind it though. The dynamics behind it is you in there gambling, and half the time you drunk.
You mad?
You don't give a damn.
You mad already?
You going to the ATM because they already just took your money at the table, so you taking that money out.
Strategically, but that's not okay though. Like all ATM fees should be.
It's gonna take 50 times for you to be like, you know what? These people that took $500 from me from this damn ATM. Man, let me get this going.
And so, just a little tidbit. That's the same way. Like I was saying, if I get caught with this bottle, I'll get an open container. But there's a law on the statutes that if you have a bottle of wine that you bought from a restaurant or from another location, you can travel with that. And you can get pulled over and they see this open bottle of wine, and it's not a charge at all.
What
and who is going to drink some motherfucking
wine? Drink wine?
You know what I'm saying? And
it's
that's when they get
of people's influence
in place. We need
resources,
people in place, like Ernie Chambers. No way Ice Cube should be more famous on a political stance, on a political arena than
we got 3 more minutes.
Ernie Chambers. How many we got? That's it?
Yeah.
Well, that's all I would say is this here.
Man, that went quick.
I respect.
I
respect.
That nigga said trick. This nigga
CWBA. I think he planted a seed, but he's not going to get nowhere by himself. He's not going to carry us. He's not no savior. And the seed that he planted, him, ADOS, we have to come together and back that. We have to come together. We have to stop sitting individually, arguing with each other over some damn Trump and Biden. I can say whatever I say about Trump, but people don't understand. I'm with y'all.
Racial shit.
I'm with y'all. So it's not about them. I probably most likely ain't gonna vote. I'm a Moore. I'm about getting our own government together. So people can say, what does it do with you not voting? I'm a Moore because I feel we should get our own government. Until then, I'm just gonna speak on the issues and say, well, it look like this might be the way to go. You see what I'm saying? But I'm not going against my people. So I wish my people would stop coming against me like I'm going against. We need our own political party.
Right.
That's probably why Pac got off.
ADOS is, I didn't know until I started looking into it today. I thought ADOS was just a terminology just for blacks. But I didn't know that they have an actual party. That they got actual chapters.
So here we go with, you got Tea Party.
And we can get on
so why are we so caught up in Republicans and Democrats? You can make your own political party.
Right.
If you want to. But if not, and you just want to go Republican and Democrat, don't fall into the identity politics. See which one, because it's different every 4 years. You got all these different people come in, they come in with different issues. Find which one benefits you. Don't just roll with something just because your mama ran with it or your grandparents ran with it.
That's called generational slavery when you do that.
Exactly.
So,
and things are changing though, so you're not.
I'm saying like I can't be a Democrat just because my grandma was.
Exactly. You can't
I can't be a Republican just because my grandpa was.
You're going through something whole different.
That's called generational.
Everything
slavery.
is changing and evolving.
Right. All right. So
we got 2 minutes. Minute and a half.
My thing is that we have to open up our mind as far as conversation, as far as interaction, as far as you can't just be one lane. If you just one lane it, then you're gonna get in a traffic jam.
Got that right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we just one lane it, we in a traffic jam. You know what I'm saying? When this is a two-way road, this is a two-way street. We got to come down both these aisles. And then while coming down both these aisles, bring the carpool. Let's link up, join up. Instead of just one individual in the car, we 4 or 5. We like clowns in that. We like clowns in there.
LV the Great.
You know what I'm saying? And when we unpack that car, no matter if you're going down the red lane or the blue lane, when we unpack that car, we coming out so deep, they're going to be like,
I feel that, man. LV the Great.
I thought, where y'all come from? Guatemala?
Right.
I thought y'all was Hispanics in there. No, this us.
It's us.
You know what I'm saying? This is us. And we linking up, and we teaming up, and we popping up cars deep.
That was dope.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need.
Don't leave me out. Don't leave me out.
That's what we need.
Sorry.
I'm letting you know that. That's what we need because we're so individual. And they have pushed that on us as far as with entertainment. And like you hear the other players be like, as long as they made Sports Center, they cool.
Right.
Not respecting the fact that we lost.
Right.
And so when we on an individual lane and we losing and we can't see, listen, I'm gonna cut it real short, but I gotta say this. Do I think I'm a Moor? No. But do I know that we all in this together? And do I know that they understand where I'm coming from? And we understand where they coming from? And all of these Africans, indigenous Native Americans, we all on the same plane. The only thing that separates us is when we start bringing in different doctrines. The doctrines is all the same. They may be different, but when you have somebody, it's the same battle. And so, he's a Moorish American. I'm an Israelite American.
I would love to,
but American, to say the least.
That I'm indigenous.
I would love to.
Coronas.
I would love to. You just killed the scene. I would love to leave on that note. You killed the scene.
Okay.
You just dropped some heavy knowledge. You sounded like fucking a little bit of little Martin Luther King / Malcolm X in there. But anyway, make sure y'all tune into the Smartest Dumb People on YouTube. Follow us on YouTube, the Smartest Dumb People 23. Follow us also on Instagram, the Smartest Dumb People 23. LV the Great TV, Mr. Shabazz himself. We'll holler at y'all in a few days.
Salute, people.